guys, it's Jenny and I'm here recording the Florida all-state audition materials for my friend Noska Gomez. So it's from the Advanced Rubank book for Clarinet Vol.2. It's on pages 42 and 43 and it's number 18, top line only. So I'm going to go ahead and record it, then I'll give you some tips on how to practice. Alright, this is a hard one, and I'll preface this by saying, I'm sorry if you hear any sound around me. I'm at summer camp, so I'm recording this during my lunch break. So this is a really tricky one. The hardest part is all of the different fingerings we have to do. So let's start back at the beginning. We're in C sharp minor. So we have tons of sharps, right? We have 4 sharps in the key signature, then we have a lot of sharps that we're adding on top of it. And because of this, sometimes we have to slide with our pinkies, which usually we never want to do. I know in past videos I've always said, you know, we play B with one hand, C with the other, or C sharp with the other, or vice versa. Now if we look in the third measure, we have some R's and L's written over notes. So from our C sharp to our B sharp, which is B sharp is C, we don't want to slide. But if we look one note before it, we're going from D sharp, which is the same as E flat, and there's only one way to play D sharp, and that's with our right hand pinky. So we have D sharp, we need to slide down to the C sharp so that we can play B sharp with our left hand. So let me play that for you. This is a third measure. We go from D sharp, I don't know if we can see that, I'll stand up. We slide from our D sharp to our C sharp. Usually we would not want to do that. In this case, we have to because of the notes that we're coming to and going from, okay? That's the first thing you need to notice. The other thing, there's a lot of B sharps. B sharp is the same as C. You might want to go in and write that in. B sharp equals C, okay? Now, I want us to go down to the third line, and we have a double bar in the middle, and we have this little squiggly S. That means a turn. So we're sitting on an E, and we want to go one note above, which is F sharp, back to the E, one note below to D sharp, and back to the E. So it sounds like this. So I'm going to start at the beginning of the third line so you can hear that, okay? So you'll want to put the turn On the and of 2, you'll go 1, 2, da 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 da, 1, 2, ba da 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 dee da, 3 and 1, 2, rest. Now for the whole first section up to that point, we're mezzo piano. I would play mezzo piano plus. We have a lot of accents, right? Which I think lends ourselves to playing a little stronger. You don't want to be forte by any means, but you probably noticed that I didn't play it exactly mezzo piano. Our marking is andante con moto. Andante with motion. It's sort of this fiery character that we're playing this whole time, okay? Now, after the double bar in the third line, we have sort of a change of character where we have these really big slurs, right? Spit in my key. And this is a piece where we can have a lot of rubato. So I pull at the top and I pull a tiny bit at the bottom. But we want to be going up to that A, okay? And with our B sharp in these arpeggios, you want to play them with your left hand pinky because we're going to D sharp after. And remember, D sharp we can only play with our right pinky. So. And here it is again, so I played a little more. Then we have a crescendo and we go all the way, if you're looking at the fourth line, to 1, 2, 3, 4, to the G sharp in the fourth measure, okay? That's where we're headed to. Because then we have a diminuendo. They only wrote D-I-M. Write yourself in a D crescendo. And you can slow down a tiny bit. Now, the nice thing, or not nice thing, is at the end of the fourth line and the fifth line, the last line of the first page, we have the same type of arpeggios. It's just twice as fast. So instead of doing it in eighth notes, we have a quarter note tied into 16th. So it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a ba ba da da dee da da da. And then it is almost the same, but not quite the same coming down. So we go up, ba, ba, da, 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 D. We have this forte piano. So you want to hit the A and come back. Sorry if I keep looking out. I have to make sure my campers aren't coming yet. So we hit the A and then we come back. This requires a lot of slow practice. You will get it, but you need to practice it slowly. You could even change the rhythms up and go. Long, short, or short, long. Okay? Now, the very last measure of the first line, we have that's just our chromatic scale, which you probably already have to know for the audition. I can make another video about how to do that chromatic scale at another time. We have 2 sets of it. We go E, E, ba, da, 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 just chromatic. And then we go G, C, ba, da, 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 da. And then we have another ritardando bar before the empty bar with the fermata. And in that measure, you need to be sure you go triplet, 3 and. Triplet, duple. Elephant, apple. Okay? You want to make sure that whoever's listening to you knows that it's 2 triplets followed by a duple. Now, this next section is tricky, right? We have the same sort of beginning. And then we have pa-pa-dee-da-da-da-dee-da-da-dee-da. So what you need to practice, the E and A of every bar is okay, is F sharp, A, G sharp. Da-dee-da, ba-dee-da. So first practice it without. So without the first note of the 16th. So you go. And then practice those first beats. And then you add them together, okay? So what you want to hear is the lower note, the ba, 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 okay? All right, ba-ba-dee-da, ba-dee-da, ba-ba-dee-da. Because that's the melody. The lower notes are the melody. The top is just sort of fluff, okay? Now, look, we're looking on page 43, the second line, okay? So, 1, 2, third measure. We have this pianissimo and we have triplets. It's tricky. We go from a D sharp, grace note, D sharp, C sharp, B sharp, C sharp. That one's okay. We go right, left, for the grace note and the 3 triplets. All right? Then the last triplets of that bar. Oh, I forgot to carry my sharp through, my B sharp. The last triplets of that bar are D sharp, C sharp, B sharp, which again, going from D sharp to C sharp, we need to slide. So you have 2 R's written over it. So you play the D sharp, you slide down to the C sharp, and you play B sharp, which is C, with your left hand, okay? So the whole measure is... And luckily, or unluckily, it happens twice, so use the same fingerings in the next measure. Then we're on to the third line of music of the second page. Triplet, 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 tripa-ba-ba. Okay, so remember B sharp is what? C, okay? So we go triplet, triplet, pullet, 1 and da. I'll sing that again for you, okay? Triplet, triplet, pullet, 1 and da. Okay? This is the third line of the second page. Then we have the same rhythm. Now, I want you to mark that bar because it threw me off a bunch of times. This is the third line of the second page. 1, 2, third measure. We have D sharp and then C with an X by it. The X means double sharp. So if we had a C and sharped it, it would become C sharp. If we sharped it again, double sharped it, C sharp, C to C sharp goes to D. So a C double sharp with the X by it is a D. So we go D sharp, D, D sharp, and then we repeat the D sharp again on the second beat. That throws me off because I want to keep wiggling my fingers. So circle that big to know you repeat the D sharp 2 times in a row. I'm going to start on that measure. And then this is the fourth line. So I would practice this section if you can turn your metronome on to triplets. Triplet, triplet. I'm clapping on my knee here. So it would be, this is the second to last line of music on the second page. Triplet, triplet, bullet, triplet, 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 1 and 2 and. But I counted wrong. It's triplet, 2 and 3 and. Okay? Let's look again. This is the second to last line of music on the second page. Triplet, triplet, pullet, triplet, 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 2 and 3 and. The eighth notes are not that much slower than the triplets, but you want to make sure you're going from triplet, 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 2 and 3 and. Triplet, 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 2 and 3 and. I would practice just saying it so you feel the change from a 3 feel with the triplets to a 2 feel with the eighth notes, okay? Now, this next section, we go down to pianissimo, almost the softest we played the entire time. This is the last bar of the second to last line. Now, what I think when I play this, because this is hard, I think C, G sharp, we keep coming down to that G sharp, E, and then we step down, E, D sharp, G sharp, F, E, G sharp, G sharp, F. So it's a little bit of a pattern. We come down to the low G sharp and we go E, D, sharp, F sharp, E, G sharp, F, A, G sharp. Okay, so we're just walking our way up. So I'm concentrating more on the higher notes because we keep coming back to the G sharp until we get to the first measure of the last line of music. I'm going to start the last measure of the second to last line at the pianissimo. That's an A, circle it, it doesn't go back to G sharp, make sure you play that A, G sharp, and then we have this X again by the F. And F double sharp is F to F sharp and F sharp to G. So F double sharp is the same as G, okay? And then we have our G sharp, F double sharp, G sharp, and then they have a natural sign and a sharp sign by an F. That is to negate one of the sharps. We're back to just regular F sharp, that last beat, okay? So the X is F double sharp, which means G. And then we have regular F sharp after that. The same thing happens 2 measures later, okay? It's sort of an echo. And we're diminuendoing, we're getting softer and softer and softer until the very end. Now, don't get too soft, because the last 3 measures, if we're too soft, what will happen is nothing will come out. So you really only want to think about diminuendoing a little bit on the E, a little bit on the G sharp, and then we even have the hairpins on the C. They want you to swell and come back. Well, the last 3 measures. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll have the other all-state piece up shortly as well, okay? Have a great day, guys. Happy practicing.